Hey, good morning, everybody. It is What's in a Policy number 18, and today talking about what factors impact your auto policy premium. So, last week I talked briefly about what impacts your homeowner's insurance premium. So, this week I just want to go over a few things that impact the auto side. Now, it's kind of interesting. A lot of times people will call me and say, hey, I need to get a great deal on auto insurance. And I kind of think to myself, okay, well, I don't really have any secrets of how this is actually going to get done. It's basically me asking you questions that kind of go into the application, making sure everything's accurate, and then generally the rate comes up. So there's no secrets that I'm aware of that can get you a better deal by me cutting in and taking away some type of percentage that I may get or anything like that. So in general, your insurance rates are just based on generally the things that I'm telling you that they're impacted by. So on the auto side, just a few things. So one is going to be location, okay? Not in any particular order, but in general. Location, are you in a highly populated area? Are you in the city? Are you out in the sticks? Are you in a place more likely to be in an accident? So that's going to be a big one. So your zip code. Number two, your age, okay? Obviously, drivers below the age of 25, sometimes up to 29, they're going to be in a risky category because they are young drivers. No matter what, you can't get away from that. So the most we can hope for is that your young driver, whether it's you yourself or your children that are going to be added to your policy, are good drivers. They don't have violations. They don't have tickets. They haven't been speeding, and they haven't had any claims or any violations, because that's only going to make things worse when it comes to the actual premium. Gender. Unfortunately, that does have an impact depending on your gender of what you're going to be rated on as far as your auto insurance. Marriage status. There are discounts available. They are looked at as being less likely to submit a claim when you're married. I don't do the data. That's just what the data says. Driving experience. So how long you've been driving for, obviously, that's going to be a factor as well. Another huge one, your driving record. So many times I ask the client that calls, hey, what's your previous driving violation or claim history look like? Oh, I haven't had anything. Well, there's no secret because it's going to pull up when I run your report. So a lot of times I don't have anything turns into 3 towings, 2 speeding tickets, and an at-fault accident. Well, that's not nothing. That's a lot of thing. So, you don't have to be honest with me if you don't want to be when I ask you these questions, because it's going to come up in the history anyway. Now, if for some reason those claims are not accurate, you can always kind of talk to your current carrier and see if you can get those, removed possibly. So your claims record, your driving history, your credit history. Another big thing that kind of feeds into your insurance score is your credit history. Okay, so if you've had a bankruptcy, that's going to negatively impact you. If you have very low credit, that's going to negatively impact you. Your previous insurance coverage. A lot of people may not understand this, but if you have state minimum coverage here in Virginia, 25, 50, and 20, if you continue to have state minimum coverage, number one, not only do we not think you're covered as well as you should be, and it may be a cheaper rate depending on the carrier, but some carriers will actually reward you for having higher coverages, which means it's actually going to be a lower premium compared to if you had state minimums. So I personally recommend, and we recommend at our agency, starting off at 100, 300, 100. Okay? Some carriers, when we put in what you were previously insured at, say I put in you were insured at state minimums, your rate goes higher. You're looked at as a higher risk. Okay? So we want to get you back on the right track and get these premiums, or to get your coverage up to a little bit of the higher level, not only for your safety, but it could end up being a better value anyway. Vehicle type, okay? Older vehicles generally, let's just talk about 5-10 years old, they're going to be a little bit less to insure. There's a point where you might want to actually take off comp and collision because it might not be worth it for you to be paying that based on the value of your car. If you have a race car, a sports car, those things are going to be higher insured. And I also have clients that are about to buy their kids their first car. And it's fine. You guys can buy your kids whatever car you want. My opinion is to buy a safe car, number one, and not the cool, fast, speedy car. Because with the child's rate being high and the type of car, it's going to be a bad mix for the premium. The use of the vehicle. Are you commuting? Are you using it for pleasure? Is there business use? How many miles are you actually using? That's another kind of big thing. So if you're only going 5 miles back and forth to work, or if you're driving 25 miles to back and work, or how many miles you're putting on for the year. Obviously, the more you drive, the higher the risk. And lastly, your deductibles. Okay, so that's part of your coverage. Having the higher coverage is great, but going from lower deductibles to higher deductibles, that also is going to lower, pardon me, I have a phone call. That's also going to lower your premium as well by increasing your deductibles. We normally recommend, and the average is probably a $500 deductible. Going up to $1,000 is not a farce. People that go to $250, sometimes you're looked at a higher risk, and the insurance carriers are going to assume that you're probably going to try to claim more things. So that's what's in a policy number 18. What impacts your auto policy premium? Thank you all for your time. Please continue to follow, share, watch, and if you had an opportunity to rate, like, and review my page, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm here to help you. Hope you have a great day today, and we'll talk to you soon.